And we are starting. So, hello, I'm Shira from the Waze Communities team. Together with me, we also have Yotama Cohen. Some of you already know him. He is a wiki developer expert. He's a vendor that is working with Waze, and he's in charge of developing the Wazeopedia for Waze. On this webinar today, I'll quickly go over what we did so far, how you can better use the content and the templates. Yotam will then walk us through really step by step how you guys, the community, can really revamp your local wiki page using the existing templates that we have now. And we also will have time for Q&A, and we also have Q&A that you submitted in advance. Okay. The first thing that is very important is now we have a better user experience and infrastructure improvement. We have now a new clean UX that is now aligned with Waze brand. We also have new skin that is composed from Waze component. So the same component as we have on the forum, on Waze.com is also used on Wazeopedia. And we also have a utility class to better use all of the wiki's abilities. And through this revamp, we also made infrastructure improvement and version upgrade. We also have the app launcher was added to the Wazeopedia, so you can easily navigate throughout the WME and the Waze forum. And another really wonderful idea is we have a better mobile support for Wazeopedia. Content. So as you know, we migrated all the content that we had in the past to the Wazeopedia. We didn't remove anything. So it's now really up to the community to try to organize the content once again. New community hub. This is a new section that we have on the Wazeopedia now. The old content of the global wiki which was copied from the US wiki will be now redirect to the US. So if any users or someone is looking for something, they will get to the information. Anything isn't lost. And one thing that is very important, we added all Waze content into one place. Wazer to Wazer, social media, a hub, meetup site, everything is now in the communities hub. And we also plan to integrate more content and to add more articles about editing. So, and another important thing that only Waze staff could edit the community hub. We also added the newsletter, so hopefully from next month you can also read it from there and also see the previous one that were hosted. We also have the Wazeopedia Help Center, and there's a lot of question about Wazeopedia, who can add it, permission, add information, add images. All the articles are now existing on Wazeopedia. We plan to add more. And if you have any suggestion or articles that you think could be helpful, please let us know and we can easily add it as well. Editing the new Wazeopedia. So as I said, now is really the opportunity for you guys to organize the content. And we know it's a little bit overwhelming at first, especially to you that have been editing Wazeopedia for such a long time and are used to things that were done in the old way. But we're really here for you to make sure that you understand how you can use the new templates and how you can make sure that your local wiki is really as welcoming as possible. You can really decide on how the main page will look like. As you know, as you can see, the communities hubs looks really nice with the cards and with the banners. And we really hope that you, as community, can also create your local pages the way that you want. And we also add more information in the editing deck. So later on, you can also return to it and see also if you think we are missing something, we can also add more information there as well. And we already have almost 20 bugs and feedback that we got from you. The developers are working on it. Some of the things already been fixed. Some of them won't, but we're updating on the sheet on the status, and of course, everything will be handled. That I can promise you. So what we plan to do next is, first of all, to fix all the bugs that are happening to make sure that they're all aligned. Next thing that we want to have is to have single sign-on for Wazeopedia. So now, once you log into waze.com to the editors, we want you to have also that you will be signed in automatically to Wazeopedia. So I hope this is something that will happen next year. And another thing is to create new community template per need. I can tell you that we ask Yotam and his team to create this new template for the newsletter, because this is something that we want to make sure that we will have every month. So if you think there is a special page or template that could be useful for the community, please let us know and we can see how we can make it through. And now I would let you, Tom, give the stage, and he will really walk us through Wazeopedia, how we can add images, how we can revamp a page, breadcrumbs, all of the things that I hope it will be clearer. And after Yotam will give his walkthrough, we'll also have time for a Q&A. And Yotam, the floor is yours if you want to take over and present.
Yes, sure. So, hi everyone. I've met some of you in the process of looking into the beta Wazeopedia, and we had a lot of insights from the community, and we would like to go over some of the main new features that we were implementing. We will start with the more basic features that we saw that some of you have some issues in using them in the past days. And later on, we will go through more complex features that we implemented in the new Wazeopedia, so you can use them in your own communities. In the end, we have some questions that we can also even go deeper in those issues. So starting to take over. Thanks. Okay, so we've created a more clean view of Wazeopedia, but you can see in each page where you're logged in that you have a create new page for your in your local community once you're logged in. Many of you that were using previous Wazeopedia skin or that are using Wikipedia know that the old way of creating new pages is to search for this page, and only then, if you don't find the page, you can get the link to create a new page. We have understood that the community had the need to create many new pages, and therefore we've created a feature for you to easily create more pages. And we need to say, once I click the create new page, the obvious option is just to create a new blank page, which will move you to the visual editing mode of creating pages. But we can also add here more pages that will make use of what that I will show you later, the form editing option of the wiki, which allows us to easily add pages that are made out of templates and not just out of blank pages here in the with community knowledge hub, we have the portal page, which is the main page template. We've also created a frequently asked question template and the newsletter template. And I would like each of you to think about which specific page templates you will need to have in your own wiki, and we can create them and enable you to easily create pages of these kinds. I will need to add the new page name. Let's say it's a new page. Add the item, and now I'm redirected to creating this new page. I will not show you around everything here because I guess most of you already started to make use of the visual editor also in the previous, the legacy skin Wazeopedia. But it's very important to let us understand how we can make use first of the external media and of images in Wazeopedia. So if I click the insert button, I can see here two very important features. First is the images and media, which will open the modal for searching in all the media that is already hosted in the community images in what is called the Wazeopedia Commons. If I will click here, I will see the images that are already here. I'm looking in the beta, so there are different images here. And once I find the image I want to use, I click it. I can use this image, and now I can also implement more advanced positioning options, add the caption, make the image centered, choose the specific image type, whether it be a thumbnail, a small image on the right, left of the page, or whether I would like the image to fill the entire content area. I can also change the image size from here, or I can change it by directly from the editor. What is really crucial for you for now to understand is, because we are all using the same image repository, we will need to upload those images directly to this place, and we cannot still add the images from the editing mode. We are right now working on an implementation of a feature that will enable you to just upload from wherever you're working. But let us go through the process of uploading the new image for you to understand how to use it. So clicking on the community selector, I can see here in the top the Waze Community Hub, which is the current wiki that I'm editing, but I can go to the media library, what was before called the Wazeopedia Commons. And here I can upload new files. So if I'll just look for the special upload page, I will be redirected to the current upload. It's in Hebrew, so I'll switch it to English in the language selector. And here I can choose a file from my computer, can upload it, choose the destination file name, and in the end, I can upload this file. Once the file is uploaded to the Commons, I can show it here I can see it here in the uploads. Sorry for the broken ones. I'm in the beta mode, so there are some broken images here. And I can embed this file in each of the local communities. Let's go back, because as mentioned before, the blank page or using the visual editor mode is only one option for me to edit. The other option that I will see here, creating new pages, is using the template pages. The most important one for us is the portal page, which enable us to create pages like the Wazeopedia Commons main page, but we can use it also for other specific category, specific pages for each of your needs. Let's say in the US, you have many pages that are for each state. So I can create a portal for each of the states. And in each community, you can think how I want the knowledge to be organized and use these portal pages to organize the content. So let's create a new portal and let's walk ourselves through this. So this is a new portal page. And the form editing, I'm sorry for this. Not working right now, but let's do it together with the revamp, and we'll see both of them. We've added an option to get the old pages, like the main pages that you already have in your wikis, and to what we call to revamp them, to transform them from the old pages to the new pages. In pages where I have this option, near the plus button on the bottom, I will have another button which has the revamp option. And once I click it, it will ask me to which template I want to revamp this page. This page is already after I've chosen the portal pages to revamp this specific page. And if I do accept, what will happen right now is that the content of the old page will be copied into this page. So I've chosen here a specific page from the community hub. And once I've clicked yes, I want to revamp the page, I'm not losing all the content. The system is taking all the old content and bringing it to the main content area in this page. So I can see here some content page from the community hub. But let's go through the entire template and let you understand how to use it. So I'm going from the top. I can choose a different page title if I don't want to use the name of the page. I can choose here, this is a new feature for uploading files. Right now, it's only working in the wiki forms. This is form editing. Later on, as I've said, it will be implemented also in the visual editing mode. I can choose a different title icon. I can choose to hide the title section if I'm not using it. And here is the top banner of the page. Again, I can have your, let's add some banner lead text. And this is a text I've been copying from the content. And I can choose categories to be added to the page in the end. Here, I'm choosing whether I would like this portal page to be shown as cards, like the main page, or dynamic, where I can choose a specific row from the main page to be shown without choosing the specific cards. But let's go for the first option, which is more simple. And later on, maybe we'll also see the more complex option. So if I'm choosing the cards option, I can see here the rows. We have 8 card rows in the page. I can choose a title for each row. So this will be, let's say, first row title. And now I'm starting to add in cards. For each card, I'll be asked a different question that will enable me to use the card. You can think about it. Most of you that are more familiar with the old wiki editing style, each of these cards is an internal template in the page. So I can click here and edit the card title, and I'm getting all the pages in the wiki as autocomplete for more easy way to get the links to these pages. I can add here content in the bottom of the card. So this will be some content, something interesting that will get the users to look at it. We have 3 major colors that help us differentiate between the rows. I can make a tag into the card that will enable the users to understand what kind of content it is. So let's say this is about roads or road editing, and I can get an image to this card. I can upload it directly here or choose from an existing image. I will not choose right now. And if the link is different from the title, let's say I have a page with a very long name, and I would like to shorten the card title but still use the link to this page, I can differentiate between them. Of course, I will not complete the entire template right now, but let's show a preview of what we were doing for us to better understand. So this is the card that we were creating. This is the link to the page we've chosen. This, you see here the tag road editing of the card, and I can add more of them. And for each row, each time I add new card, the row will be created and the cards in it. Of course, if I'm not saving, nothing will be met here. But once saved, I will have entire content inside it. Moving forward, we've implemented another feature in the new Wazeopedia. All of those features are meant to help you and the users better understand where they are and how to look for more content in these specific pages. If I click on one of those pages, I can see that there is a breadcrumb trail in the top. I will show you for a moment how to create those trails on the pages that you are editing on your local wikis. So the main issue in wiki is that we don't really have a hierarchy of pages. All the pages are on the same level. And we really like the pages getting, for example, to this page, understanding, okay, this page is part of the resources for new editors. So the way we connect between pages and breadcrumb trails is by the specific tags or categories that we're adding to pages. We need to do 2 specific actions in order for the breadcrumb trail to be set on a page. First, we need to configure specific categories or tags. We're using both terms, but for the same action in the wiki, to have its breadcrumb. Our way to do it is each of you will have. Right now, it's only enabled in the beta Wazeopedia, but in the current um, in, in in the following days, we will implement it on entire Wazeopedia. We'll look to the form breadcrumbs, and then we'll click edit the breadcrumbs button. Now I can see here all the breadcrumbs already set in the community hub. You can also use them, similar ones on your local wikis. Needed to say, you will need a specific permission in order to edit this page. So which of you that would like to use this feature, please contact the community team. So if I would like, for example, to add a new category, I'm using the US wiki, for example. I would like all the pages from, let's say, Texas to have a breadcrumb trail that will enable the user to understand that this specific page is only relevant for Texas roads. So I'll add a new category or tag, and it will enable me to choose from existing categories in the wiki. This is a community hub, so I don't have the Texas community, but let's take the prototype templates. And each time I will add this category to a page, this specific breadcrumb will take action. So now I will add the portal page name. This is the middle page seen in the breadcrumb. We have three levels of hierarchy. The first one is the main page. This one brings in the middle page, and the last one is a specific page that you're seeing. And I can choose here whatever page. I just need to write its name. And then let's go back to the page that we were seeing before. Once I add resources for new editors, the page that we configured before, resources for new editors for this specific tag, will take action and will be shown in the top of the page. The last feature that was already implemented in the legacy Wazeopedia, but we've seen that there are some misunderstandings, so I will go through it again, is the ability to use external media. Like in this page, you can see a YouTube video. This feature can be used in several ways, and I will show you how to use it. You can use YouTube videos, you can use Google documents, spreadsheets, and if you will need a specific embed that is not set, please contact the community team, and we can easily add more options to embedding external media. There are two different ways to add more media. First, if I copy, let's say, a YouTube URL link to the wiki, it will automatically create the embed, either if I'm using the visual editor, like here, or if I'm using the source editor. It works in both options. I can also use the insert menu by adding the embed media. Keep in mind that it's only for specific media sources. For example, YouTube, Google Documents, and if you need another specific sources, please let us know, and we will implement the option for you, and you can use more of them. If I click the embed, I will get the option to add the media source web address, and once added, it will create the embed in the page. Shira, another thing that we need to show around.
What about the CSS? You remember
Okay,
about
great. Thank you very much. So the last thing, I will remove the presentation and come back. The new skin is built on a framework which is called Tailwind CSS. Some of you that are more familiar with web development maybe have heard of it. It's one of the reasons we've chosen Tailwind CSS is because it enables users to create very complex graphic design options without writing any CSS line. And because we have some issues in users editing the wiki CSS, we don't enable it for security reasons. We found out that using Tailwind will enable the users to create the very unique and complex editing that many of you were creating on your wikis, with the very powerful options of Tailwind. How Tailwind works, you can Google it and find the very nice website of Tailwind. Each design option has its specific HTML class. This means that if I would like to create a box with a gray border with rounded corners, each of those options has its specific CSS class, and I don't need to write any CSS in order to use it. I will show you a quick example of what you can do with Tailwind. I will just let you know that right now we're using Tailwind, but you will not be able to use all of Tailwind options. But one of our features for next year's is for you to be able to use any class in Tailwind, and it will be quickly implemented and you can use it in your design. So going back to the presentation, so I've created here a new template. I've called it HTML card. I know it's a little bit HTML. I think it might be more complicated for some of you, but let's see it and understand the reasoning and the concept behind Tailwind. And later on, you can dig in. I have seen such complex templates done already in the old Wazeopedia that I'm sure that some of you will find this helpful in what you are doing. So what you see here is a template for a new card. You can see here in the top the new card. It's very similar to the cards in the main page, but we've took it for example of what you can do in your own local wiki. So you can see here the width is 64. It's a specific width of Tailwind. We are using rounded corners, but medium. It's not big rounded corners and not small ones. We added border class, so this div will have border, and the color of it is gray 300, which is a specific gray color we are using. I'm skipping it quickly, but I just want you to understand the concept behind it. This is about padding the space between the border and the content of the div, and you can use 1, 2, 3, 4. It makes them bigger. So this is padding in the bottom of the card, which is 4. In medium size screens, it will be 16. You can see that the option to create better content for specific screens, meaning for mobile devices and for laptop screens and even to large screens, is built in this framework. And also I've added the option where the card is hovered, add a little shadow. So let's see it. We can see here the gray border. Once I hover it, you can see a little shadow that can help the user understand that he's hovering this card. And the rounded corners, all of them, I didn't need to write one line of CSS for them to catch. What you can do with it is you can search Tailwind framework. You can choose any of the classes, and you can later on use them in your templates, your pages. As I've said before, it's not fully implemented to use all the classes by now, but in the following weeks, we will probably add a feature that all of the new classes will be implemented. For now, you can see a specific list in the Help Center where you can see all the classes already implemented. It's already, the link is in the editing presentation that Shira was creating. And later on, you'll be able to choose any of the classes, and it will be automatically implemented.
Super. Thank you, Tom. Now there are, I think, 4 questions that you raised in advance, and we can go over them. And then I invite you all to unmute yourself and ask any question. Take this time that we are here with you. Just a second. Okay, first, how to add pictures and where are the special pages? So add images, Yotam walk us through, and we really think that the extension to upload the image just from your computer will be implemented this week. And so I think it will be a really easy experience for users to add images. Special pages can be found at special pages. And we're also thinking of adding another icon on the top banner for that. I hope it will be implemented in the upcoming weeks. Next one, on any page, we have the plus button to create structured pages, how we can change the options that appear in the dropdown. These are the options that we have now. We can add more templates if you think they are necessary for you.
I'm adding one word. It's very easy for us to add more options. So please let us know about pages that you would like to use, and we'll be really happy to add more options for each local wiki.
Super. App or web interface, which is the best? So first, we can tell you that from the Google Analytics, we see that the majority of users are using a web interface. So definitely when you are creating the page, think about how you can create it for web interface. Also tables looks much better on web. So this is our recommendation for that. How to change the color of the font of the main page. So this is also something that you can do while editing the page. You can see here, you can see the options that you have. Last one is, where did the talk page button go? So you can also see all the open talks when you search talk 2 dots. And another thing, we will add the talk option in the 3 dots menu on when you have editing mode on. So these are the questions that you raised in advance. But now it's really a time for you to ask anything you want. I can see that we have here veteran wiki expert from the community. So let's please raise your question. You can unmute yourself. And I can also, yes, you have.
Uh, well, I have few questions. One of them is, suppose I revamp the main page. Can I revert it and roll back to the old view, or is it something I cannot do?
Okay, so like any other wiki page, all the versions are saved in the legacy. And the revamp page is only a new version. So
Okay.
if you create it and you don't like it, you can in any time go back to a previous revision. The revisions are shown in the three-dot menu near the
Yeah.
title of the page, and you can choose a previous version, click on this version, edit, save, and then you'll go back to the previous version.
Okay. Next question is about pictures that are, for example, I want a picture of the flag of Israel like other countries have, I saw in Wikipedia. Where do I find something like that I can add to the main page?
Actually, it's a good question. Maybe we'll add all the pages also to the comments. Well, we haven't thought about it, but it's a good idea. So let's add a note for us to add all the flags so you can easily use them.
I want not only the flag, but a flag with a Waze icon, something like I saw in other countries' main page.
Okay, it's a good idea. I guess the team, the community team, can create such for all communities.
Yeah, we used to have something like that, like the flag and a little icon.
Yeah.
So we'll see what can be done about it.
Okay. And next question is about the. Suppose I want to insert a YouTube link without the. I want only the link to be shown, not the YouTube
Okay,
video.
great. I
How do
understand
do
your
that?
question. If you use the link option in the wiki, either in source editing, which means one square bracket, or in the editing, the visual editing mode by inserting a new link. If you create the link option, it will not be embedded.
Okay, I understand. Okay, now about the talk that you had the question about it earlier. Well, my opinion is that it's more comfortable if it's like it was before, that the talk page is near the main page. So I can go from one to the other and not search for something that maybe I don't know the name of it, or it's more complicated now.
The option that Shira described before, first, you're right that searching is more complicated than clicking on a link, but we'll also add the talk page to the three-dot menu. So each time you click on it, you will see the talk page link, and you can go directly to the specific talk page of this page.
Okay, thank you very much.
Cool. So now we'll just have a few questions on chat. Dirk is asking how to get the Wazeopedia pages nicely displayed on a big desktop screen. Now a tiny font is used with much white space between the lines.
Okay, so first we are there's a lot of options to better edit the pages. First, make use of all the editing options that are available for you. Create more headings, more images inside the pages, and the page will get structure that it's more readable. You're right that there is a lot of blank page, but we were keeping a width of the page which should be more easy to be read. We in big pages, it's very complicated to read very long lines, so we've narrowed down the content area. And for the navigation pages, meaning pages that are for users to find other pages and not to read the content from, you can use the portal page to create big cards and not just links. And by that, you can also make it look fine on big screens and not just to have the small text. It's always complicated to find the right way to make things both readable and not too wide and too narrow. And we think we've done the right options here. If you still think with our needed change, we can further discuss it more.
Okay. Can I say something?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So yeah, nice all those new possibilities, but for now, we in the Netherlands have a Wazeopedia site with 150 plus pages. So before I implement anything new, I like to get the current content readable. And yeah, I saw it on my smartphone. It's much more readable on the smartphone than before. Before it was hard to read anything on your phone, but who is using the Wazeopedia on his smartphone? I think people are using Wazeopedia while they are editing, and they think, hey, how should I do this? And they are using their at least big laptop screen. And I think most people are using a big desktop screen. And in the current setup, many of our Wazeopedia pages are really unreadable. It's a big step backwards. I'm not complaining about the tables that are I'm looking strange. I'm not really complaining about the lesser navigation possibilities, but at least the pages should be much more readable. And I think we as editors of the content shouldn't be worried about the font size or how it is displayed. The wiki software should take care of that. So if you have a big screen, okay, you can read the content on a big screen. And if you have a small screen, an iPad or a smartphone, okay, it's nicely resized on that screen.
Okay, we hear you. And I can see also Kent is nodding. Like I hear there's like feedback behind you. So let's start. I think let's start to for you guys. To start even revamping one page, see how the portal looks, and then I think we can also take it with the designer to see if we can, I don't know, make it more wider or narrowed or play a little bit with the colors. I can tell you that we had a conversation with Kent about the tables. Like we really try to see how we can improve things and to make them look better. And there's a lot of work that has been done from the developer, and we have like external supplier for that. So I think we can just start even having like to revamp a section, to use the portal, to use the cards, to see how it looks. And then
Shira, that's very nice. Yeah, you created a very nice product with those cards and all those extra functionality. But it's, yeah, I'm only going to use it after my current content is usable. And at this moment, it's really unusable. So I'm not going to pimp up my main page while all the content of the rest of the site is not usable for my readers.
So
It's
the main thing is about the font that is too small?
it's much too very much too wide space. My screen is for 80% not filled with content. Only a middle column is has some content in a very small font with very much space between the lines. So in the previous, a page that was in former times 1 or 2 screens long is now 4 or 5 screens long. I have to scroll all along to
I hear you, and we will share this information with the UX designer to see again what can be done.
Yeah. So I think for me first, the display of the content has to be fixed for the main platform, the desktop screen. And if that's fixed, okay, then I'm really happy to implement all the nice new goodies. But
So I will share this information with the feedback and see what can be done.
okay.
Mark, did you want to add anything? No? Okay. Yes, Kent.
Thank you very much. I wanted to comment on, so we have the slides deck that, thank you, Sheriff, for adding those additional comments. And I don't know if you saw, I had some counter comments. You had noted there were quite a few things that you believed had been fixed, but in checking the new Wazeopedia, they're still broken. So I made some counter comments and assigned them back to you. But I was curious, maybe I was seeing a different version than you were seeing, because some of the items you identified fixed, I can see they're fixed, others still are not. So I just wanted to make sure you were aware of that. And if you just haven't had a chance to go back through the slides deck, that's fine. And then we'll kind of sort through which ones in particular weren't working. But relative to the spacing that you're hearing the feedback on, certainly I fully support that. I always have. It seems like we've tried to follow a more wide separated philosophy that is the Waze way on all the Waze materials. But my concern is a high percentage, I believe, of the people reading these pages that have been created are more for the map editors, which, as Dirk has noted, are almost exclusively on wide screens. And so I'm wondering, maybe there's a consideration that we should look into to have a page identified. Is this for a Waze map editor who's going to be on a massive screen, or is this for a Waze user that's on their phone trying to figure out how to use Waze? And looking at a lot of the changes that we've seen, it seems like there's a desire to make it simpler for the basic casual user on their phone, when so many of the pages are on massive screens. And my scroll finger on my mouse is gonna break trying to get through those. I think the Tailwind CSS edition might be a huge opportunity to do something like that. Like maybe I personally have not looked into Tailwind, but I have a tab open. I'm already studying it. So that looks like it could give us lots of options. And Yotam, is that where, in our prior discussions about the classes, I could just go in and build my own class for a special table? That's perfect. So we could definitely take advantage of that. And then, once I figure that out, I could even, make sure the rest of the group knows, hey, I built a new nav table that uses the new condensed tailwind, so that it's, back to the super condensed version that we need for editing. And I'm sure I'll be talking to you guys separately. So that's the key thing.
I think that if it's better for we're getting the feedback, and I think there's a lot on our side that we can think through. We should use Tailwind not to overcome problems in the graphic design, but to help you do more with the wiki. And if there are problems with the readability, we need to fix them on our side. So it's great for you to make use of those options, but I think that if they'll be used in order to fix what you think are problems, then we haven't done our work on the right side. So maybe we should fix them first before you implement for each page specific classes to fix what you think is broken.
Okay, and I fully support that. That would be great. That'll save us a lot of time. Probably nav boxes are the biggest area that is leveraged heavily, and now the nav box it's almost twice the height because of all the free white space in between, and it makes it kind of hard. In many cases, the white space was only supposed to be a line.
So for those specific templates and boxes, I think it might be great, yes, to use the Tailwind option. And if you would like, we can even make a short walkthrough together to take one of those nav boxes and find our way to make them better in the new design.
Okay,
I'll set up that separately. Okay, thank
cool.
you.
And about the deck, some of the fixes didn't go to production, but we'll continue this conversation.
Okay.
And I want to hear Mark, and unfortunately the time is running off, so I don't want to take more of your time. Yes.
Can you hear me, or do
yes.
I need? Okay, great. I just want to be a little bit of a voice against the wind, because look, white space is not evil, guys. It is objectively easier to read text if it's in a smaller column. And so, I think if we do anything like this, it should be a user setting for power users to do some kind of condensed stretchy mode or whatever, where the text will fill whatever the screen size is. But normal people reading words on a page, there's a reason everything on the internet looks like that now, right? And if you're bothered by the white space, put it in a window on the side. I mean, that's honestly, it's better if you're editing. If you have a huge screen, have the editor on 70% of it and the wiki on 30% of it, then you don't have to switch tabs, right? And so, I get there's some elements of white space, which obviously, if you have a ton of it in a navigation page, that's obviously a different thing. I'm just talking about pure text readability on the web. It's much easier not to lose your place when the columns are shorter. That's why it's like that.
Yes, you are right, and this is like one of the always ping pong that we have with the UX designers. But again, we will share the feedback. I know also we had this conversation with them, but we can raise it again and see if they have some kind of a thing to add. And I think I see we have another question from Jan, and if we'll just take this one. Yes, Yoav?
Will you give us access to the recording?
Yes, of course, of course. The recording and the deck, everything will be available.
We're also going to share a link to this editing masterclass in the newsletter in case anyone doesn't want to look at it right away. We'll remind you about it again in a couple of weeks.
Super. Thank you, Rachel. And we have the last question. If we create a form, it is appropriate to use cargo tables to create articles from forms. Does it not overload the loading time of the page? As you know, the biggest problem with not using them is not being able to use the visual editor. Tom,
Yes.
do you want
Great. First, yes, you can use the cargo tables, and the load is not very. It's not important. You can use the visual editor inside forms in the text areas. If you want to see how we do it, you can look to the form we were creating in the community hub. You can see that we've added to the field the editor of visual editor, and once you've added this attribute, then you can use inside this text area the visual editor.
Super. So thank you all for your time. Have a great evening, great week. I will share the recording and the deck on the forum. Bye, everyone. Big thank you, Tom, for the walkthrough, and I'm sure we'll be in touch with more questions from you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Ryan, thank you.
Bye, everyone.